Hello and welcome back for my Let's Play Out of the Park Baseball 18 with a Drafted Reds team in the 2017 season. I think I'm in second place right now. Game and a half back. I think, yeah. And I'm in the second wild card spot right now, a couple games up. So, I have to continue to play well to make the playoffs, which I didn't expect to this year, but, you know, it'll be a nice bonus if I can. Teams in free fall right now. We're sub 500 over the last couple of months, so we're really falling back. But hopefully I can keep it together enough that we can get at least a wild card spot, or maybe I do play Pittsburgh again here. Maybe I can leapfrog them for first in the Central Division. I'm going to get back into playing the games. We're all set up today, the pitching and everything. Had a day off, everybody's rested. I've got Daniel Norris starting today. Let's see, Alex Cobb. Yeah, Profar starting at shortstop. That's interesting. Simmons isn't tired. I just jumbled the lineups. That's probably what happened. Well, I'm not playing Profar at shortstop. He's not terrible, but I kind of put defense first. I'd rather have Albies play second, but Profar is one of my better hitters. His on-base percentage is leading the team right now, I think. This is an interesting configuration. Alright. I think this will do. Welcome to Great American Ballpark, where the Cincinnati Reds are hosting the New York Mets. Pitching today for the Reds, Daniel Norris. Norris has a 10-11 record on the season with a 3.08 ERA. He struck out 156 batters in 163 and 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the left fielder Delino DeShields Jr. DeShields hitting .221 with 2 home runs and 21 RBIs. One to count. Line shot to right center field, gets down for a base hit for DeShields. He's on at first base with really good speed. For the shortstop, Eduardo Nunez. Nunez hitting .299 with 12 home runs and 50 RBIs. Norris throws over to first. DeShields back. Let's see. Pitches out. DeShields on his way to second. And he's cut down by Oscar Hernandez. One down now. Norris delivers to Nunez. High deep drive to left field. Nunez got all that one. And the Mets lead the game 1-0. That brings Francisco Mejia to the plate. Mejia hitting .253 with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. Norris delivers. Strikes out Mejia for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Odubel Herrera stands in. Herrera, the center fielder, hitting .264 with 9 home runs and 46 RBIs. Line shot through the right side of the infield, base hit for Herrera. He's on at first with good speed for Enrique Hernandez. The Mets second baseman hitting .290 with 10 home runs and 37 RBIs. Norris throws over, Herrera back. Norris checks the runner, delivers to Hernandez. Ground ball to first. Gonzalez up with it, takes it to the bag himself, and Hernandez is retired. The Mets score a run. They lead the Reds 1-0 after the first half inning. Pitching today for the Mets, Alex Cobb. Cobb has a 7-2 record with a 3.84 ERA. Struck out 59 batters in 65 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the second baseman, Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .267 with 8 home runs and 40 RBIs. Full count to Profar. Ground ball to first. Cuthbert up with it. Tosses to the pitcher Cobb, who covers. Profar's retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Derek Fisher stands in. Fisher, the right fielder, hitting .226 with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. High, deep drive to right center field. Fisher got all of that one. It's not coming back. And the Reds have tied it up 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. Solo home run by Fisher. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. The Reds center fielder hitting .270 with 19 home runs and 56 RBIs. Fly ball to right center field. Herrera under it. He makes the catch, and Brinson's retired for the second out of the inning. That brings Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. Gonzalez hitting .268 with 20 home runs and 58 RBIs. Cobb strikes him out here to end the inning. But the Reds score a run. They've tied it up at 1 after 1. Eugenio Suarez stands in. The Mets third baseman hitting .235 with 11 home runs and 42 RBIs. Norris walks him to lead off the inning. Oh, got to keep the leadoff hitter off the bases. Runner at first, nobody out for Okoye Dixon. Dixon, the right fielder, hitting .230 with 2 home runs and 19 RBIs. Norris throws over, Suarez back, checks the runner, delivers. Weak pop-up on the infield. Candelario under it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Chelsea Cuthbert to the plate. Cuthbert, the first baseman, hitting .232 with 8 home runs and 36 RBIs. Norris checks the runner, delivers. Strikes out Cuthbert for the second out of the inning. 2 down, Alex Cobb, the pitcher, stands in. Cobb hitting .231 with 2 RBIs this season. Norris strikes him out to end the inning. The Mets strand a base runner, and they fail to score here in the top of the second. After 1.5, the score's tied 1-1 at Great American Ballpark. Heimer Candelario, the third baseman, at the plate. Candelario hitting .245 with 16 home runs and 57 RBIs. Fly ball to left center field. DeShields Jr. under it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down, Oscar Hernandez steps to the plate. The catcher Hernandez hitting .272 with 10 home runs and 43 RBIs. Ground ball to short, Nunez up with it, throws out Hernandez at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Brandon Moss to the plate. The left fielder hitting .249 with 10 home runs and 35 RBIs. Moss draws a walk here. He'll be on at first for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons hitting .223 with 4 home runs and 31 RBIs. Line shot to left field, gets down for a base hit for Simmons. Moss moves up to second on the play. Runners at first and second, 2 down for the pitcher Daniel Norris. Norris hitting .196 with a home run. Ground ball down to first. Cuthbert up with it, takes the bag himself. Norris is retired. That ends the Reds' threat here in the bottom of the second. They fail to score, and the game is tied 1-1. DeShields Jr. stands in. DeShields 1 for 1. Norris delivered. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Eduardo Nunez steps to the plate. Nunez had a solo home run in the first inning. Hard ground ball to short. Error on the play. That's going to be credited to Andrelton Simmons. Nunez is safe at first with good speed on the error. That brings Francisco Mejia to the plate. Mejia hitting .252. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Fly ball to right field. Fisher puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Nunez still at first with good speed. Odubel Herrera at the plate. Herrera 1 for 1.
Strike 3, you're out.
Norris strikes him out to end the inning. The Mets strand a base runner here in the top of the third. They fail to score, and it's still 1-1 after 2.5 here at Great American Ballpark. Jurickson Profar steps to the plate. Profar 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Enrique Hernandez up with it, throws to first. Profar's retired for the first out of the inning. Brings Derek Fisher to the plate. Fisher with a solo home run in the first. Top ground ball down to first. Cuthbert underhands it to Cobb, who covers. Fisher's retired for the second out of the inning. The center fielder Lewis Brinson stands in. Brinson 0 for 1. Top ground ball back up the middle. Nunez up with it, throws to first, and Brinson's retired. The Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the third. And the score is still tied at 1. The Mets second baseman Enrique Hernandez at the plate. Hernandez 0 for 1. He draws a walk here. He's on at first with nobody out for Eugenio Suarez. Suarez drew a walk earlier. Norris throws over to first. Checks the runner Hernandez, delivers to Suarez at the plate. Line shot to right field. That gets down for a base hit for Suarez. Hernandez moving up to third base. He's in there safely. The Mets have runners at first and third with nobody out for Dixon. Dixon 0 for 1. Liner to center. Is that going to be deep enough to score the runner from third? He tags up. Hernandez is in safely on the sacrifice fly. 1 down in the inning. The Mets now lead at 2-1 here in the top of the fourth. Suarez still down at first base. Chesler Cuthbert at the plate. Cuthbert 0 for 1. Norris throws to first. Suarez is picked off. Leaning a little bit too far there. 2 outs now. Norris delivers to Cuthbert at the plate. Ground ball down to third base. This looks bad. Candelaria up with it. Throws to first. Cuthbert beats it out for an infield single. He's on at first base with 2 down for the pitcher Alex Cobb. Cobb 0 for 1. Norris strikes him out to end the inning. The Mets score a run here in the top of the fourth. They now lead the Reds 2-1 after 3.5. Adrian Gonzalez steps to the plate. Gonzalez 0 for 1. Line shot to right center field. Gets down and back to the wall for Gonzalez. He coasts into second with a double. He's in scoring position for Heimer Candelario. Candelario 0 for 1. Top ground ball to second. Enrique Hernandez up with it. Throws to first. Candelario is retired for the first out of the inning. Gonzalez moves up to third on the play. He's 90 feet away for Oscar Hernandez, the catcher 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Nunez up with it, throws to first. Hernandez retired. Gonzalez scores on the play. And the Reds have tied it up 2-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 down now. That brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss drew a walk earlier today. High, deep drive to right field. Moss got all of that one. It's not coming back, and the Reds have taken the lead 3-2 on the Moss solo home run. 2 down now for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons with a single earlier. High deep drive to left field. Simmons got that one. It's not coming back, and the Reds have gone back-to-back here in the bottom of the fourth. They've taken the lead 4-2 over the Mets. 2 down, that brings Daniel Norris to the plate. Norris 0 for 1. Ground ball down to first. Cuthbert up with it, takes the bag himself. Norris is retired. But the Reds score 3 runs here in the bottom of the fourth, and they take a lead over the Mets 4-2. Delino DeShields Jr. stands in. He's 1 for 2. Norris delivers. Strikes him out to lead off the inning. 1 down. Eduardo Nunez stands in. Nunez 1 for 2 with a solo home run. Fly ball to left field. Moss moving over. Makes a nice catch over there by the line. 2 down the inning. That brings Francisco Mejia. That's probably how you pronounce it. Mejia to the plate. Mejia 0 for 2. Fly ball to center. Brinson sells underneath it. Puts it away. And the Mets go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the fifth. The Reds lead them 4-2 after 4.5. Jurickson Profar at the plate. Profar 0 for 2. New pitcher for the Mets, Heath Hembree. Hembree 2-2 with a 4.82 ERA. Ground ball to short. Nunez up with it. Throws out Profar at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings Derek Fisher to the plate. Fisher 1 for 2 with a solo home run. Looper to right. Dixon races in, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson 0 for 2. Top ground ball to first. Brinson hustling down the line, though. Beats the pitcher to the bag, and he got an infield single. He's on at first base with 2 down for Adrian Gonzalez. Let's see. Mejia has a good arm. I'm going to go ahead and give Brinson the green light here. Let's see. 1-0 the count. Now we're going to put the run and hit on. We'll see how that goes. Oh, line shot to right field. But Dixon's able to make a nice play out there. Runner was moving on the play. Dixon puts it away. Gonzalez is retired, and that ends the inning. The Reds strand a runner here in the bottom of the fifth. They fail to score, but they lead the Mets 4-2 after 5. Adubel Herrera at the plate. Herrera 1 for 2. High deep drive to left field. We got a little bit of a home run derby going on here today. Solo shot for Herrera. He cuts the Reds lead to 1. It's now 4-3 in the top of the 6th. Reds bullpen gets active. Lots of right-handers. Enrique Hernandez at the plate. Hernandez 0 for 1 with a walk. Ground ball to third base. Candelario up with it. Throws to first. Hernandez is retired. It brings Eugenio Suarez to the plate. Suarez 1 for 1 with a walk. Looper to right field. Fisher moving in. Drops in front of him for a base hit. Suarez is on at first with 1 out for Okoye Dixon. Dixon 0 for 1 with an RBI. Norris throws over to first. He picked Suarez off earlier. No such thing this time. Checks a runner. Delivers to Dixon at the plate. Ground ball to third. And he goes 5-4-3. The Reds turn a double play to end the inning. After 6, the Reds lead the Mets 4-3 here at Great American Ballpark. Heimer Candelario stands in. Candelario 0 for 2. Top ground ball to short. Nunez up with it, throws to first. Candelario's retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Oscar Hernandez steps in. Hernandez 0 for 2. Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. It brings Brandon Moss to plate. Moss 1 for 1 with a solo home run and a walk. Ooh, Hembree plunks Moss. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for Andrelton Simmons. Simmons a perfect 2 for 2 on the day. A single and a solo home run. Line shot to left that gets down and back to the wall for Simmons. He's into second with a double. Moss scores from first, and the Reds now lead 5-3. Good day at the plate for Simmons. Perfect 3 for 3 so far with a couple RBIs. Let's see. Norris has a little bit of wiggle room now. He's at 87 pitches. I think I'll set down Wall. This is probably a bad idea, but I'm going to let Norris start the next inning. Norris steps to the plate. Norris 0 for 2 today. Fly ball to left field. That gets down for a base hit for Norris. He's into second with a double. Simmons scores from second on the play. Norris 1 for 3 today now with an RBI double. The Reds now lead at 6-3. 2 down, Norris out at second base. Jurickson Profar stands in. Profar 0 for 3 today. New pitcher for the Mets, Drew Storen. Storen 0-2 with a 3.06 ERA. Profar with a base hit to right. I'm going to play station to station with Norris. I don't want him to get hurt. He had an opportunity to try to score from second on that play. But I've got so many injuries to my starting pitching staff, I'm not going to risk Norris there. We'll hold him up at third. Runners at the corners now for Derek Fisher, 2 down. Fisher 1 for 3 today with a solo home run. Storen strikes out Fisher here to end the inning. But the Reds tack on 2 more runs. They lead the Mets 6-3 after 6. Let's get Bobby Wall back up. Chesler Cuthbert at the plate. Cuthbert 1 for 2. Line shot to the left side of the infield. Base hit for Cuthbert. There's Evan Longoria. He's on at first base with a little bit below average speed for Evan Longoria. I think I'll make a double switch here. We'll get a little bit better defense into the game. Alright, taking over in center for the Reds, Albert Almora. Shifting to right, Lewis Brinson. New pitcher for the Reds, Bobby Wall. Wall with a 6-4 record and a 3.47 ERA. He struck out 72 batters in 62 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Mets third baseman, Evan Longoria. Longoria, 297 hitter with 16 home runs and 61 RBIs. Wall throws to first. The runner Cuthbert back. He checks the runner, delivers to Longoria at the plate. High deep drive to left center field. Longoria's just cut the lead to 1 with a 2-run home run. They're playing long ball today at Great American Ballpark. And the Mets trail the Reds 6-5 here in the top of the 7th. Brings Delino DeShields Jr. back to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Wall strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Eduardo Nunez stands in. Nunez 1 for 3 with a solo home run. Ground ball to third base. Candelaria ranges far to his left. Picks it, throws out Nunez at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Brings Francisco Mejia to the plate. Mejia 0 for 3. Ground ball to first. Oh. I think that's an error on Gonzalez. Mejia's safe at first on the play. He's there with 2 down for Odubel Herrera. Herrera 2 for 3 with a solo home run. Wall throws to first. I think I better get somebody else up in the bullpen. I probably should have had Rivero up in case Herrera got to the plate. Or 2 down, Odubel Herrera stands in. Herrera 2 for 3 with a solo home run. Wall strikes him out to end the inning. The Mets score 2, but they strand a runner. They've cut the lead to 1 here in the top of the 7th. It's 6-5 Reds after 6.5. All right. I'm going to let those guys warm up a little bit. I probably need a new pitcher. Who's going to pitch the... I'm going to let Rivero pitch the 8th. I know he's a lefty, but he's still the best setup guy I've got. All right, Lewis Brinson at the plate. Brinson 1 for 3. He'll be facing a new pitcher, Chasen Shreve. Shreve 3-0 with a 4.03 ERA. He struck out 57 batters in 38 innings pitched. That's a good rate. 3-2 the count. He delivers to Brinson. Strikes him out to start off the inning. 1 down. That brings Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. The Reds' first baseman 1 for 3. Line shot to left center field. Gets back to the wall for Gonzalez. And he's into second. Slides into second relatively easily with a double. He's in scoring position for the third baseman, Heimer Candelario. Candelario 0 for 3 on the day. Top ground ball to second. Enrique Hernandez up with it. Throws out Candelario at first. Gonzalez moves up to third base. He's now 90 feet away for the catcher, Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 3 with an RBI. High, deep drive to center field. But Hernandez didn't quite get all of it. Odubel Herrera makes the catch just short of the track. And the Reds will retire here in the bottom of the 7th. They threaten, but they fail to score. They lead the Mets 6-5 after 7 at Great American Ballpark. New pitcher for the Reds, Felipe Rivero. Rivero 4-1 with a 2.39 ERA. He struck out 67 batters in 16 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the second baseman, Enrique Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 2 with a walk. 3-2 the count. Rivero delivers. He walks Hernandez to lead off the inning. Way to lead off the inning. Runner at first base, nobody out for Mickey Matuk. Matuk, 219 on the season with 4 home runs and 16 RBIs. Rivera throws over to first. Hernandez back. Checks the runner, delivers to Matuk at the plate. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings Okoye Dixon to the plate. Dixon 0 for 2. Rivera checks the runner, delivers to Dixon. Ground ball to third base. It goes 5-4 to 3. That's an inning double play. And the Mets go down here to the top of the 8th. The Reds lead them 6-5 after 7.5. Let's see, Edwin Diaz is ready. We'll set him back down. Brandon Moss steps to the plate. Moss 1 for 1 today with a solo home run. He's also drawn 2 walks. High deep drive to right field. Moss got all of that one, and it's not coming back. The Reds take a 7-5 lead here in the bottom of the 8th on the Moss solo home run. Every little bit of cushion helps. Still nobody out in the inning. Andrelton Simmons steps to the plate. Simmons, a perfect 3 for 3 today with a home run and 2 RBIs. Weak pop-up on the infield. Shortstop Nunez settles underneath it to make the catch for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings Albert Almora to the plate. Almora hitting .221 with 4 home runs and 27 RBIs. Line shot down the left field line, gets in for a base hit for Almora. He's digging for second. He's in there safely. An aggressive double for Almora. He's now in scoring position for Jurickson Profar. Profar 1 for 4 on the day. Shreve delivers. Ground ball to short. Nunez up with it, throws Profar out at first. They're 2 down in the inning. Oh, Diaz is ready. Pinch hitting for the pitcher Felipe Rivero, David Freese. Freese hitting .237 with 10 home runs and 32 RBIs. Almora still in scoring position. There are 2 outs in the inning. Shreve delivers. Ground ball to short. Nunez up with it, throws to first. Freese is cut down. And that ends the Reds' threat here in the bottom of the 8th. They do score a run, though. They now lead the Mets 7-5 after 8. We'll do some shuffling here. We'll get Ozzie Albies into the game playing second base. New pitcher for the Reds, Edwin Diaz. Diaz has a 2-3 record with a 2.25 ERA. He struck out 71 batters in 48 innings pitched. Taking over at second for the Reds, Ozzie Albies. And replacing Adrian Gonzalez at first, David Freese. Batting for the Mets, Chelsea Cuthbert. Cuthbert 2 for 3. Diaz delivers. Strikes out Cuthbert to lead off the inning. 1 down, Evan Longoria steps in. Longoria 1 for 1 today with a 2-run home run.
Strike 3, you're out.
Diaz strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Mike Zunino at the plate to pinch hit. Zunino hitting .211 with 12 home runs and 35 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Diaz strikes him out to end the inning. Wow, they're really excited today. They're gathering up on the field. And the Reds win 7-5. Diaz strikes out the side to close it out. I wonder what they were excited about. It was his 30th save of the season. Maybe that was it. Good offensive day by Andrelton Simmons and Brandon Moss. Gonzalez had a good day too. All right, let's check the standings. I'm going to send him down on rehab and bring him back when the rosters expand. Judge is still suspended. 1 more game. I think I'll bring Judge and Peyton up when the suspension is over, or when rosters expand. I'm sorry. On the 1st. So they'll be down for a couple days and then I'll bring them up. I need to bring Yandy Diaz up too. He's hitting. He can play pretty much anywhere. Maybe Mike Ford too. That's a left-handed pinch hitter I could have. He's on the 40-man. I probably need to get another starting pitcher on the 40-man, just in case anybody gets hurt between here and now and the end of the season. All right. I can bring Tyler Goodell up too. I believe he's on the 40-man. He's hitting considerably better lately. All right. Let me check my pitching staff. I really wish Tyler Skaggs would get over this. Maybe I should put him on the DL. It's Strom's turn in the rotation. I might need him. Swarzak's just pitched. I'm going to go ahead and bench Strom in case I need him up at the major league level. I could start him. I could bring him up and start him. Maybe that's what I'll do. No, I'm going to go ahead and start Pettit like it's set up, and I'm going to bench Strom. Okay. Bench him for 2 days, so he hopefully won't start him. I've never tried this strategy, so I don't know if the manager will just play him anyway. I guess we'll find out. Let's check lineups and depth charts. Everybody's in good shape. We play the game versus New York. All right, Alec Mills looks like he's only got 7 starts so far. I'm going to play Eric Jagiello at third base today. Candelario, yeah, he was an over. He's been slumping really badly lately. He plays good defense. I can bring him later to play defense, though. Welcome to Great American Ballpark, where the Cincinnati Reds are hosting the New York Mets. Starting today for the Reds, Yasmero Pettit. Pettit 1-1 on the season with a 4.98 ERA. He struck out 34 batters in 34 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing Delino DeShields Jr., the left fielder, hitting .221 with 2 home runs and 21 RBIs. 2-1 the count. Pettit delivers. High deep drive to left field. He just took Pettit deep. And the Mets lead it 1-0. Still nobody out in the inning. Eugenio Suarez steps to the plate. Suarez, the Mets shortstop, hitting .239 with 11 home runs and 42 RBIs. 2-2 the count. Pettit delivers. Looper to left field, gets down for a base hit for Suarez. He's on at first. Still nobody out in the inning for Francisco Mejia. Mejia, the catcher, hitting .247 with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. Line shot through the right side of the infield. Base hit for Mejia. Suarez moves up to third base on the play. Mets have runners at the corners with still nobody out for Odubel Herrera. Herrera hitting .266 with 10 home runs and 47 RBIs. Pettit checks the runners, delivers. Ground ball down to first. Oh, Herrera was hustling down the line to beat out an infield hit. Runner scores from third, Suarez. And the Mets lead it 2-0 now. Still nobody out in the inning. They got runners at first and second for the second baseman, Enrique Hernandez. Hernandez hitting .288 with 10 home runs and 37 RBIs. Pettit delivers. Hard hit ball to the right field corner. Fisher's able to make a nice play out there on the track to put it away. The runner, Mejia, tags up from second to move to third. And the Reds finally have an out here in the inning. Runners at first and third, one down. Rangel Ravelo at the plate. Ravelo, the right fielder, hitting .250 with 4 RBIs. Pettit checks the runners, delivers. Ground ball to third. Jagiello throws to second, 5-4 to cut down the runner Herrera. For the second out of the inning, the runner scores from third, and the Mets now lead at 3-0. Ravelo at first. 2 down, Eduardo Nunez at the plate. Nunez hitting .298 with 13 home runs and 51 RBIs. Pettit checks the runner, delivers. Line drive to short. Simmons makes a nice catch to snag it out there. And the inning's finally over here. The Mets put 3 across the plate. They lead the Reds 3-0 after a half inning. Pitching today for the Mets, Alec Mills. Mills 1-1 with a 3.29 ERA. He struck out 27 batters in 38 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds second baseman, Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .266 with 8 home runs and 40 RBIs. Line shot to the left side of the infield. Base hit for Profar. He's on at first base with nobody out for the right fielder, Derek Fisher. Fisher hitting .227 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. Oh, line shot down to first base. Cuthbert picks it off. And he gets back to the bag before Profar can get there. Profar's doubled off. 2 down the inning now. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. The Red center fielder hitting .270 with 19 home runs and 56 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Mills strikes him out to end the inning. After 1, the Mets lead the Reds 3-0 here at Great American Ballpark. Pettit into his second inning of work. He already has 33 pitches on the day. He'll be facing Cheslor Cuthbert. Cuthbert, the first baseman, hitting .236 with 8 home runs and 36 RBIs. Pettit strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the pitcher, Alec Mills, to the plate. Mills 0 for 11 on the season.
Strike 3, you're out.
Pettit strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Delino DeShields Jr. back to the plate. DeShields Jr. led off the game with a solo home run. Pop up on the infield. Jagiello settles underneath it, puts it away for the last out here in the top of the second. The Mets go down 1-2-3, but they lead the Reds 3-0 after 1.5. Adrian Gonzalez, the Reds' first baseman, stands in. Gonzalez hitting .270 with 20 home runs and 58 RBIs. Looper to right field. Ravello makes a nice lunging catch for the first out of the inning. One down. That brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss hitting .256 with 12 home runs and 37 RBIs. Big shift on for Moss, and he hits into it. Enrique Hernandez up with the ball, throws to first. Moss is retired for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings the catcher Oscar Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez hitting .268 with 10 home runs and 44 RBIs. Looper to left. DeShields Jr. makes the catch. Hernandez is retired, and the Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the second. The Mets lead them 3-0 after 2. Eugenio Suarez steps to the plate. Suarez 1 for 1 on the day. Ground ball to second. Profar up with it, throws to first. Suarez was retired for the first out of the inning. Francisco Mejia stands in. The Mets catcher 1 for 1. High deep drive to left center field. Brinson moving back on it. Puts it away just short of the track. Oh no. Two down in the inning. A little bit of a scare there with Brinson. That brings Odubel Herrera to the plate. Herrera 1 for 1 with an RBI. Pettit delivers. Line shot to right field. Gets back to the corner. Fisher gets it back into the infield, but not before Herrera's into second base with a double. He's in scoring position now for the second baseman, Enrique Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 1. Pettit checks the runner. Herrera delivers to Hernandez. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws to first. Hernandez is retired. And that ends the Mets' threat here in the top of the third. The Mets strand a runner and they fail to score. They still lead the Reds 3-0 after 2.5. Reds third baseman Eric Jagiello stands in. He's hitting .200 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Weak pop-up in foul territory on the left side of the infield. Nunez puts it away for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings the shortstop Andrelton Simmons to the plate. Simmons hitting .228 with 5 home runs and 33 RBIs. Ground ball at third. Nunez charges it, throws out Simmons at first base for the second out. 2 down, that brings Yasmero Pettit to the plate. Pettit hitting .222.
Strike 3, you're out.
He strikes out here to end the inning. The Reds go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third, and the Mets lead them 3-0. Rangel Ravello steps in. Ravello 0 for 1 with an RBI. Pettit delivers. Ground ball down to third base. Jagiello up with it, throws out Ravello at first. Brings Eduardo Nunez to the plate. The Mets third baseman 0 for 1. Pettit delivers. Line shot to left center field. Oh! Moss makes a nice play out there to stop it from getting back into the gap for extra bases. 2 down, that brings Cheslor Cuthbert to the plate. Cuthbert 0 for 1. Ground ball to third. Jagiello up with it. Throws out Cuthbert at first. And the Mets go down 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. They lead the Reds 3-0 after 3.5. Red second baseman Jurickson Profar stands in. Profar 1 for 1.
Strike 3.
Mills strikes him out for the first out of the bottom of the fourth. 1 down, that brings Derek Fisher to the plate. Fisher 0 for 1. Ground ball down to first. Cuthbert up with it. Tags the bag, and Fisher's retired for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Lewis Brinson stands in. Brinson 0 for 1. Weak ground ball to second. Enrique Hernandez up with it. Throws to first. Brinson's retired. And the Mets still lead the Reds 3-0 after 4. Alec Mills, the Mets pitcher at the plate, 0 for 12 on the season. 0 for 1 on the day. Ground ball to short. Simmons makes the routine play to first. Mills is retired for the first out here in the top of the fifth. 1 down. Delino DeShields Jr. steps in. DeShields 1 for 2. He led off the game with a solo home run. Ground ball back up the middle. Profar gets a glove on it, but he can't make a play to first. DeShields on with an infield single. He'll be down at first base with very good speed for Eugenio Suarez. Suarez 1 for 2. Pettit throws over to first. DeShields Jr. back. Reds bullpen gets active. Pettit pitches out. DeShields not going anywhere. He checks the runner, delivers to Suarez at the plate. Strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down, Mejia steps in. Mejia 1 for 2. They pitch out. Still nothing doing with DeShields. Pettit checks the runner, delivers to Mejia at the plate. High fly ball to center field. Brinson, wow. Looks like he had to make a jumping catch out there just short of the track. He puts it away, and the Mets are retired here in the top of the fifth. They still lead the Reds 3-0 after 4.5. Reds first baseman Adrian Gonzalez stands in. Gonzalez 0 for 1. Looper to center. Herrera makes the catch. Hernandez is retired, or Gonzalez, I'm sorry, Gonzalez is retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss 0 for 1. Big shift on from Moss. Mills strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down, Oscar Hernandez at the plate. The Reds catcher 0 for 1. High deep drive to left field. Looks like the Reds are on the board. That one's not coming back. And they've cut the lead to 2 on a Oscar Hernandez solo home run. It's now 3-1 in the bottom of the fifth. 2 down, Eric Jagiello steps in. Jagiello 0 for 1. Looper to left center field, gets down for a base hit for Jagiello. He's on at first base with 2 down for the shortstop, Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 0 for 1. Hard hit ball back up the middle, base hit for Simmons. Jagiello moves up to second. The Reds have runners at first and second for the pitcher, Yasmero Pettit. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Heimer Candelario. Candelario hitting .243 with 16 home runs and 57 RBIs. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Mills delivers. Strikes out Candelario to end the inning and the threat. The Reds strand 2, and they trail the Mets 3-1 after 5. New pitcher for the Reds, Daniel Stumpf. Stumpf 2-0 with a 2.61 ERA. He struck out 28 batters in 38 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Mets center fielder Odubel Herrera. Herrera perfect 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Stumpf delivers. High deep drive to left field. Moss moving back. Makes the catch just short of the track. Herrera is retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down, Enrique Hernandez stands in. Hernandez 0 for 2. Stumpf delivers. Top ground ball. Jagiello charges it. He fields it, but he doesn't have a play at first. Hernandez is on with 1 down for Rangel Ravelo. Ravelo 0 for 2 with an RBI. Stumpf throws to first. Hernandez back, checks the runner, delivers to Ravelo at the plate, strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Eduardo Nunez stands in. Nunez, the third baseman, 0 for 2. Stumpf checks the runner, delivers to Nunez at the plate. Ground ball to short. Simmons to Profar. And they cut down the lead runner. That ends the the top of the 6th for the Mets. They lead the Reds 3-1 after 5.5. Jurickson Profar steps to plate. Profar 1 for 2. Line shot down the left field line. Gets down for extra bases for Profar. He coasts into second with a double. He's in scoring position for Derek Fisher. Fisher 0 for 2. 1-0 the count. Mills delivers. Ground ball down to first base. Cuthbert fields it. Throws to Mills, who covers. Fisher's retired, but Profar moves up to third on the play. He's now 90 feet away for Lewis Brinson. Brinson 0 for 2. Top ground ball to second base. Enrique Hernandez up with it. Throws out Brinson. But Profar is able to score from third base. And the Reds have cut the lead to 1 here in the bottom of the 2nd. It's now 3-2. Reds first baseman Adrian Gonzalez stands in. Gonzalez 0 for 2.
Strike 3, you're out.
Mills strikes him out to end the inning. But the Reds score a run. They cut the Mets lead to 1. It's now 3-2 after 6. Leading off for the Mets here in the top of the 7th, Cheslor Cuthbert. Cuthbert 0 for 2. Stump delivers. Line shot to center. Brinson makes a nice play out there. Steal a base hit from Cuthbert. 1 down. That brings the pitcher Alec Mills to the plate. Mills 0 for 2. Hard hit ball down the third base line. Base hit for Mills. He coasts into second with a double. He's in scoring position now with 1 out for the left fielder Delino DeShields Jr. DeShields Jr. 2 for 3 with a solo home run. New pitcher for the Reds, Coda Glover. Glover 1-0 with a 3.28 ERA. He struck out 38 batters in 35 and 2/3 innings pitched. He checks the runner Mills at second, delivers to DeShields at the plate. 1-0 the count. Hard hit ball to the right side of the infield. Base hit for DeShields. The pitcher Mills scores on the play, and the Mets have increased their lead to 2. It's now 4-2 in the top of the 7th. DeShields on at first with good speed for Eugenio Suarez. Suarez 1 for 3. Glover checks the runner, delivers to Suarez at the plate. DeShields takes off for second base, and he's in there safely. Now in scoring position for Suarez. Still only 1 down. 1-2 the count. Glover delivers, strikes out Suarez for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Francisco Mejia to the plate. Mejia 1 for 3. Hard ground ball down to first. Gonzalez up with it, takes to the bag himself, and Mejia's retired. The Mets go down here in the top of the 7th. They do tack on a run, though. They lead the Reds 4-2 after 6.5 at Great American Ballpark. Reds left fielder Brandon Moss steps in. Moss 0 for 2. Mills delivers. Moss hits into the shift. Enrique Hernandez fields it, throws to first, throws it away. Hernandez has a two-base error, and Moss is on in scoring position now for Oscar Hernandez. Still nobody out in the inning. Hernandez at the plate. Hernandez 1 for 2 with a solo home run. Mills delivers. Ground ball to third base. Moss has to stay at second. Nunez throws out Hernandez at first base. 1 down now for Eric Jagiello. Jagiello 1 for 2 on the day. He draws a walk here. He's on at first. Moss at second. 1 down for Andrelton Simmons. Simmons, the shortstop, 1 for 2. Ground ball to second. It goes 4 to 6 to 3. Simmons hit into a double play. That ends the inning here. The Reds threatened, but they failed to score in the bottom of the 7th, and the Mets lead them 4-2. Leading off for the Mets in the top of the 8th, Odubel Herrera. Herrera 2 for 3 with an RBI. Glover delivers. Top ground ball back to Glover at the mound. He fields it cleanly. Makes a routine throw to first. Herrera's retired for the first out here in the top of the 8th. 1 down. That brings Enrique Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez 1 for 3. Well, it looked like Hernandez fielded that in foul territory, but I'll take it. 2 down in the inning. He throws out Hernandez at first. That brings Rangel Ravello to the plate. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ravello 0 for 3. Glover delivers. Ground ball to short. And Simmons makes a routine play to first to throw out Ravello. The Mets go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 8th. They lead the Reds 4-2 at Great American Ballpark after 7.5. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Ozzie Albies. Albies hitting .265 with 3 RBIs. Ground ball to second. Enrique Hernandez up with it, throws from his knees, and Albies is out for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 down, that brings Jurickson Profar to the plate. The Red second baseman 2 for 3 on the day. Holder's still ready. Top ground ball back up the middle. Hernandez is able to field it, but he has no chance at first. Profar with an infield single. He's on at first with 1 out for Derek Fisher. Fisher 0 for 3. Ground ball to short. Suarez up with it. Has his only plays to first. He throws out Fisher. Profar moves up to second. He's in scoring position for Lewis Brinson. Brinson 0 for 3. 2 down in the inning. Mills strikes out Brinson to end the inning. I'm going to put Albies in at second base. We'll put Holder in the Profar's position. Or, you know, wait. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Staying in the game and playing second base, Ozzie Albies. New pitcher for the Reds, Jonathan Holder. Holder 4-4 with a 3.46 ERA. Struck out 67 batters in 65 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Mets third baseman Eduardo Nunez. Nunez 0 for 3. 2-2 the count. Holder delivers, strikes out Nunez for the first out here in the top of the ninth. One down, that brings Cheslor Cuthbert to the plate. Cuthbert 0 for 3. Ground ball to short. Simmons makes a routine play to first. Cuthbert's retired for the second out. At the top of the ninth, I have no idea why Longoria is on the bench in pinch hitting. Is he in the doghouse? Does he have a day-to-day injury? What's up with this guy? Maybe he's been struggling lately? That's boggling my mind. Anyway, pinch hitting for the Mets, Evan Longoria. Longoria hitting .298 with 17 home runs and 63 RBIs. Holder delivers. 1-2 the count. Strike 3. Longoria is retired. And the Mets go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the ninth. They do lead the Reds 4-2 after 8.5 though. New pitcher for the Mets, Keona Kela. Kela 4-5 with a 3.77 ERA. He struck out an amazing 103 batters in 62 innings pitched. He's facing the Reds' first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 3. Top ground ball to second. Enrique Hernandez up with it, throws to first. Gonzalez is retired for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss 0 for 3. Oh, Kalis plunks him. He's on first with one out for Oscar Hernandez. The Reds catcher 1 for 3 with a solo home run. Pop up on the infield. Suarez puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Eric Jagiello to the plate. Jagiello 1 for 2 today.
Strike 3.
And Kalis strikes him out to end the inning. The Mets beat the Reds 4-2 here at Great American Ballpark. I really don't have any room on the roster for any of these players. I'll go ahead and end the day. Alright, John Gray's ready to start. Could start Tyler Skaggs. I really want him to get over his day-to-day thing, though. I'm going to rest him until he does, hopefully. Looks like everybody's ready in the bullpen. Diaz, Rivero. Oh, Feliz is day-to-day now. Mild abdominal strain. Well, we'll bench him for a day, so hopefully they don't pitch him. I don't think they would, but I just want to be certain. Alright, this is the 31st. I'm going to go ahead and finish this game today, and then I've got to put some players on the 40-man. I'll probably put one of these starters on the 40-man. Maybe Felix Dubron. Dubron, he hasn't been terrible. He might be able to help me in case somebody gets injured. Felice is already on there. I might want to grab some of these other relief pitchers. I could even put Zach Birdie on there. Birdie's been pitching pretty well. It'd just be another rookie to put on the roster, though. Fisher with Ofer. Then we'll play Albert Almora today. How did Simmons play that last game? He was 1 for 3. And he always plays good defense. Moss 0 for 3, probably cooling off. Hernandez hit a home run. Welcome to Great American Ballpark, where the Cincinnati Reds are hosting the New York Mets. Starting today for the Reds, John Gray. Gray 2-5 on the season with a 5.86 ERA. He struck out 56 batters in 58 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Mets left fielder Eduardo Nunez. Nunez hitting .295 with 13 home runs and 51 RBIs. One the count. High deep drive to left field. And Nunez has led off the game with a solo home run. My pitchers have seemed to want to start me off in a hole this series. Mets lead 1-0. Brings Jose Peraza to the plate. The Mets shortstop hitting .309 with 5 home runs and 41 RBIs. Gray delivers. Strikes out Peraza for the first out of the inning. One down. Francisco Mejia stands in. Mejia hitting .247 with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. Ground ball down to third. Candelario up with it. Throws it to first. Mejia's retired for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Evan Longoria to the plate. Longoria hitting .297 with 17 home runs and 63 RBIs. Shift on for Longoria. He hits it to the left center field gap. Gets back off the wall. Longoria into second with a double. He's in scoring position for Odubel Herrera. Herrera hitting .268 with 10 home runs and 48 RBIs. Gray checks the runner. Longoria delivers to Herrera at the plate. Ground ball to second. Profar makes a routine play at first. Herrera's retired. The Mets are retired here in the top of the first. They score a run. They lead the Reds 1-0 after a half inning. Pitching today for the Mets, Jesse Hahn. Hahn 9-10 with a 2.82 ERA. He struck out 140 batters in 169 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds' second baseman, Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .271 with 8 home runs and 40 RBIs. 2-2 the count. High fly ball to left field. Nunez under it. Puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Albert Almora steps to the plate. The Red center fielder hitting .224 with 4 home runs and 27 RBIs. Looper to left field. Nunez makes a catch for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. The Reds right fielder hitting .268 with 19 home runs and 57 RBIs. Hahn strikes out Brinson to end the inning. The Reds go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, and the Mets lead them 1-0. Mets second baseman Enrique Hernandez stands in. Hernandez hitting .288 with 10 home runs and 37 RBIs. Line shot to center field. Almora moves in, makes the catch. Hernandez is retired for the first out here in the top of the second. Brings Rangel Ravelo to the plate. Ravelo hitting .234 with 5 RBIs. Gray delivers. Strikes out Ravelo for the second out here in the top of the second. 2 down. Brings Okoye Dixon to the plate. Okoye hitting .227 with 2 home runs and 20 RBIs. Gray strikes him out to end the inning here. Mets go down 1-2-3 in the top of the second, but they lead the Reds 1-0 after 1.5 at Great American Ballpark. Reds first baseman Adrian Gonzalez steps to the plate. Gonzalez hitting .268 with 20 home runs and 58 RBIs. Gonzalez draws a walk. He's on at first base with nobody out for the third baseman Heimer Candelario. Candelario hitting .242 with 16 home runs and 57 RBIs. Line shot to left field. It gets down for a base hit for Candelario. Gonzalez moves up to second base. The Reds now have runners at first and second for the catcher Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez hitting .267 with 11 home runs and 45 RBIs. Hahn strikes out Hernandez for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss hitting .252 with 12 home runs and 37 RBIs. Big shift on for Moss. He hits it to the shortstop on the right-hand side of the second base bag. Peraza up with it, throws to first, but Moss beats it out for an infield single. The bases are now loaded with 1 out for Andrelton Simmons. Simmons, the shortstop, hitting .229 with 5 home runs and 33 RBIs. Ground ball through the left side of the infield. Base hit for Simmons. He gets an RBI in the play. Bases are still loaded for the pitcher John Gray. Gray 0 for 13 on the season. Infield in. Ground ball to short. Peraza up with it. Throws to home. Cuts down the runner trying to score. Catcher throws on to first. Gray beats it out. The bases are still loaded. There are 2 outs in the inning for Jurickson Profar. Profar 0 for 1. Hahn strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds threaten here in the bottom of the second, but they only score 1 run. They leave the bases loaded. It's 1-1 after 2. Mets pitcher Jesse Hahn steps in. Hahn hitting .152. He has 4 RBIs on the season. Ground ball to first. Oh no. Gonzalez up with it. Throws to Gray, who covers, but Hahn beats out an infield single. He's down at first base with nobody out for Eduardo Nunez. Nunez led off the game with a solo home run. Gray delivers. Strikes out Nunez for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings Jose Peraza to the plate. Peraza 0 for 1. Gray throws over to first. Hahn back. Checks the runner, delivers to Peraza. Oh my God, he just walked Jose Peraza. That's a rare occurrence. Peraza taking a walk. Peraza on at first with good speed. Hahn moves up to second. Runners at first and second. 1 down for Francisco Mejia. Mejia 0 for 1. Fly ball to center field. Almora puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings the Mets third baseman Evan Longoria to the plate. Longoria 1 for 1. Gray delivers. Strikes out Longoria to end the inning. The Mets threaten here in the top of the third. They strand 2 and fail to score. It's 1-1 after 2.5. Center fielder Almora steps to plate. Almora 0 for 1. High fly ball to right field. Ravello puts it away for the first out of the inning. Whoops. 1 down. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson 0 for 1.
Strike 3.
Hahn strikes him out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. Gonzalez drew a walk earlier. High deep drive to right field. Gonzalez got all that one. It's not coming back. And the Reds have taken a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. I believe that's Gonzalez's 21st home run of the season. 2 down now. Heimer Candelario at the plate. Candelario 1 for 1. Ground ball to second. Enrique Hernandez up with it, throws to first, and Candelario's retired. The Reds go down here in the bottom of the third, but they score a run, and they now lead the Mets 2-1. Odubel Herrera to lead off the top of the fourth for the Mets. He's 0 for 1. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Profar ranges to his right to pick it off, throws to first, and Herrera's retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the second baseman Enrique Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez 0 for 1. Line shot to the right side of the infield, base hit for Hernandez. He's on at first with 1 out for Rangel Ravello. Ravello 0 for 1. Gray throws over to first. Hernandez back, checks the runner, delivers to Ravello at the plate. Line shot back up the middle, base hit. Hernandez moves up to second. The Mets now have runners at first and second for Okoye Dixon. Dixon 0 for 1. Runners at first and second, 1 down. Gray checks runner, delivers. Line shot to left field. Moss puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings the pitcher Jesse Hahn to the plate. Hahn had an infield single earlier today. Ground ball down to third base. Candelario up with it, throws to first. Hahn's retired. And the Mets go down here in the top of the fourth. They strand 2 runners. And they trail the Reds 2-1 after 3.5. Reds catcher Oscar Hernandez stands in. Hernandez 0 for 1. Line shot to center field, gets down for a base hit for Hernandez. Looks like Herrera bobbles it out there. And the speedy Hernandez moves up to second on the error. Runner now in scoring position for Brandon Moss. Moss 1 for 1. Hahn strikes him out here for the first out of the inning. That's 5 Ks on the day for Hahn. 1 out. That brings Andrelton Simmons to the plate. The Red shortstop 1 for 1 with an RBI. Hernandez still out at second base. Liner to left field. Nunez charges in to make the catch. Hernandez has to stay at second base. Now they're 2 down. That brings the pitcher John Gray to the plate. Gray 0 for 14 on the season, 0 for 1 on the day. Line shot to the left side infield. Gray's first base hit of the season. It's going to score Hernandez from second. Gray trying to help his own cause. And the Reds now lead at 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Gray on at first base with 2 outs for Jurickson Profar. Profar 0 for 2. High deep drive to center field. That drops in for a base hit on the track. Profar digging from third. He's in there safely. Gray scores all the way from first on the play. And the Reds now lead 4-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Profar 90 feet away. Albert Almora at the plate. The Red center fielder 0 for 2. New pitcher for the Mets, Heath Hembree. Hembree 2-2 with a 4.99 ERA. Line drive to right field, gets back to the wall for Almora. He's into second with a double, and Profar scores from third. The Reds now lead at 5-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Almora in scoring position at second base. 2 down. Lewis Brinson at the plate. Brinson 0 for 2. Brinson draws a walk. He'll be on at first base for Adrian Gonzalez. First and second, 2 down. Gonzalez at the plate. Gonzalez 1 for 1 with his solo home run. Hembree strikes him out to end the inning. But the Reds score 3 here. They now lead the Mets 5-1 after 4. Gray into his 5th inning of work could be facing Eduardo Nunez. Nunez 1 for 2 with a solo home run. Fly ball to left field. Moss under it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the shortstop Jose Peraza to the plate. Peraza 0 for 1 with a walk. Hard hit ground ball back up the middle. Profar up with it, throws to first. Peraza's retired for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Francisco Mejia to the plate. Mejia 0 for 2. And Gray strikes him out to end the inning. That's the 6th K of the day for Gray. The Mets go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 5th, and the Reds lead them 5-1 after 4.5. Reds third baseman Heimer Candelario stands in. Candelario 1 for 2. Line drive through the right side of the infield, base hit for Candelario. He's now 2 for 3 on the day. He'll be down at first base for the catcher Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 1 for 2. Looper to left field. Nunez makes the catch over there by the foul line. 1 down in the inning. That brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss 1 for 2. It's a wild one. Candelario is able to move up to second on the play. He's now in scoring position for Moss with 1 out in the inning. 1-0 the count. High deep drive to right center field for Moss. I think he got all of that one. It ain't coming back. And the Reds lead it 7-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. That brings the shortstop Andrelton Simmons to the plate. Simmons 1 for 2 with an RBI. Top ground ball back to the mound. Hembree jumps off the mound to field it, throws to first. Simmons retired. 2 down the inning now. That brings the pitcher John Gray to the plate. Gray 1 for 2. He draws a walk here. He's on at first with 2 down for Jurickson Profar. Profar 1 for 3 with an RBI. Profar draws a walk. The Reds now have runners at first and second with 2 down for Albert Almora. Almora 1 for 3 with an RBI. Ground ball down to third base. Longoria up with it, throws to second to cut down the runner Profar. And that ends the inning. But the Reds score 2. They add to their lead. They now lead the Mets 7-1 after 5. 6th inning of work for John Gray. He has 73 pitches. He'll be facing the Mets third baseman Evan Longoria. Longoria 1 for 2.
Strike 3, you're out.
He strikes him out to start off the inning. 1 down. Abdubel Herrera to the plate. Herrera 0 for 2.
Strike 3.
Gray strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. I guess all those runs have encouraged him a little bit. He seems to have some good stuff now. Enrique Hernandez stands in. The Mets second baseman 1 for 2. Ground ball to second. Profar up with it, throws to first. Hernandez is retired. And the Mets go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 6th. They trail the Reds 7-1 after 5.5. Lewis Brinson steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. He'll be facing a new pitcher for the Mets, Andrew Chafin. Chafin 6-5 with a 2.56 ERA. He struck out 67 batters in 66 and 2/3 innings pitched. Ground ball to third. Longoria makes the routine play to first, and Brinson's retired for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. 1 down. That brings Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. Gonzalez 1 for 2 with a solo home run. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Base hit for Gonzalez. He's on at first base with 1 down for Heimer Candelario. Candelario 2 for 3 on the day. Ground ball to Longoria at third. He throws on to second to cut down Gonzalez. Hernandez to first, but it's not in time to get Candelario. He's on at first base with 2 down for the catcher Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 1 for 3. Line shot down the left field line to the corner. Hernandez into second with a double. Candelario's trying to score from first, and he's in safely. RBI double for Hernandez, and the Reds now lead at 8-1 after in the bottom of the 6th here. That brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss 2 for 3 on the day with a home run. Big shift on for Moss. He hits it to center. Herrera makes the catch, and the Reds are retired here in the bottom of the 6th. They tack on another run, and they lead the Mets by 7. It's 8-1. Gray into his 7th inning of work. He'll be facing Rangel Ravelo. Ravelo 1 for 2. Gray delivers. Ground ball back to the mound. Gray jumps off it. Throws to first. Ravelo is retired for the first out here in the top of the 7th. 1 down. That brings Okoye Dixon to the plate. Dixon 0 for 2. Gray delivers. Strikes out Dixon for the 2nd inning. 2 down. That brings Mickey Matuk to the plate. Matuk hitting .217 with 4 home runs and 16 RBIs. Gray delivers. Matuk with a line drive to right center field gets down for a base hit. He's on at first base for Eduardo Nunez. Nunez 1 for 3 with a solo home run to lead off the game. Gray throws to first. Oh, they're not even... I guess... With a 7-run lead, we shouldn't even bother. I'm sorry. My head should be more in the game. Runner at first, 2 down. Nunez at the plate. Gray delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons fields it. Throws to second to cut down the runner, Matuk. And the Mets are retired in the top of the 7th. Reds lead them 8-1 after 6.5. Leading off for the Reds in the bottom of the 7th, Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop 1 for 3 with an RBI. He'll be facing a new pitcher for the Mets, Drew Storen. Storen 0-2 with a 3.04 ERA. He struck out 78 batters in 68 innings pitched. Delivers to Simmons, ground ball to third. Longoria up with it. Retires Simmons for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings John Gray to the plate. Gray has 103 pitches. I think I'm going to go ahead and replace him. We'll get we'll get Glover up, and maybe he can finish the game. Oh, I guess I should have got my pinch hitter. We'll let Derek Fisher pinch hit. We'll see how he does. Pinch hitting for the pitcher, John Gray, Derek Fisher. Fisher hitting .217 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. 2-1 the count. Ground ball at third base. Longoria seems to be busy over there. He throws out Fisher at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Jurickson Profar to the plate. Profar 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Top ground ball to second. Enrique Hernandez up with it, throws out Profar at first. And the Reds go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. They lead the Mets 8-1. New pitcher for the Reds, Koda Glover. Glover 1-0 with a 3.13 ERA. He struck out 39 batters in 37 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Mets shortstop, Jose Peraza. Peraza 0 for 2 with a rare walk. Glover delivers. Line shot to right field, gets down for a base hit for Peraza. He's on at first with good speed for Francisco Mejia. Mejia 0 for 3. Hard ground ball to second. Profar up with it, throws out Mejia at first. Peraza moves up to second. He's now in scoring position for the third baseman, Evan Longoria. Longoria 1 for 3. Glover delivers. Strikes out Longoria for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Peraza is still at second base. That brings Adubel Herrera to the plate. Herrera 0 for 3. Strikes out Herrera to end the inning. The Mets strand a runner, and they trail the Reds 8-1 after 7.5 at Great American Ballpark. Red center fielder Albert Almora to lead off here in the bottom of the 8th. Almora 1 for 4 with an RBI. Hit past the first baseman into right field. Almora on at first with a single. That brings the right fielder Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson 0 for 3. Still nobody out. Seeing eye single to the left side of the infield for Brinson. That'll be his first hit of the day. The Reds now have runners at first and second for the first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 2 for 3 with a solo home run. High deep drive to right field. I think that's Gonzalez's second of the day. That one won't be coming back. It's a 3-run bye-bye for Gonzalez. And the Reds now lead at 11-1. Still nobody out in the inning. Heimer Candelario at the plate. Candelario 2 for 4 on the day. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base for the catcher Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 2 for 4 with an RBI. Top ground ball to short. Peraza up with it. Takes the short route to second. Candelario cut down. No throw to first. Hernandez is there with 1 out for Brandon Moss. Moss 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs.
Strike 3, you're out.
Storen strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Andrelton Simmons to the plate. The Red shortstop 1 for 4 with an RBI. Line shot to left field. Nunez puts it away. And the Reds are retired here in the bottom of the 8th. They tack on 3 more runs, and they lead the Mets 11-1 after 8. Go to Glover into his second inning of work. He'll be facing the Mets second baseman Enrique Hernandez. Hernandez 1 for 3. Ground ball down to third. Candelario makes the routine play to first to retire Hernandez. 1 down. That brings Rangel Ravelo to the plate. Ravelo 1 for 3. Glover strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Okoye Dixon to the plate. Dixon 0 for 3. And Glover strikes him out to end the inning. And there was great celebration as the Reds win 11-1 here at Great American Ballpark. Good game for Gonzalez. Wow. Maybe Candelario's coming out of his slump. Brinson seems to be going into one, but if these guys are hitting, it shouldn't matter so much. Hernandez seems to be hitting again. Brandon Moss, I don't know what's happening with him. He's not, he's not a batting average type guy, but it's creeping up. I wish Andrelton Simmons would get hot and stay hot. I'd like to see him about 250 before the end of the season, but hey, it's the right time of year for them to get hot, if they do. John Gray with a good start. He had me a little scared early, gave up the home run to lead off the game, but he calmed it down, struck out 9 batters. Good outing. Things might be gelling. I hope they're gelling. Let's see where we are in the standings. We're a game back of the Pirates now going into the series. Obviously, if I sweep the series, I'm going to be in the lead. If I can take 2 of 3, we'll be tied. And we're only a half game out of the first wild card spot. If we don't win the division, it'd be nice to get the first wild card spot so we can at least host that game. But I need to sort out some things from my roster before the first. I need to get some people on in case there's some injuries. And I do make the playoffs. I want to have some extra pitchers on the 40-man. And I think I'll end the stream here for now. Thank you for watching.